So this is my very first presentations in into microeconomics. So this is my intro to microeconomics I'm with Mr. Marlon. So hi, Mr. Marlon. How is your day today? And how all the people that is gonna see this? So I wish you a very very good day. So let's go. And this sir that we're seeing right now is Adam Smith. He was born in 1723 and he died in 1719. He was a Scottish philosopher. He studied at the University of Glasgow and he is the best known as the father of modern economics. He was he present the introductions to economics when the world was in a industrial revolution, and he is contemporaneous with the French Revolution. So he he knew very well what he was doing. So let's go with his, his contributions to microeconomics. He wrote the book Wealth of Nations in 17 no, in 1776 and is often abbreviated as the Wealth of Nations. I've taken a lot. I've taken a lot of time with this. So let's go with the contribution that he did to macroeconomics. So he proposed the divisions of labor. The divisions of labor that he proposed was that he that a firm or a business, however you may call it, it was divided by labors. That you can't take a firm and do it all by yourself and made it all by yourself. You need something, you need to grab something, you need the mastermind, you need the person who works at the factory. So it's not only yourself. So he proposed divisions of labor. In a large business, there's a lot of masterminds. The one who thinks about what the person who thinks about the technology, the person who thinks about the interventions, and the people who really makes it direct. The people who really like uh, labor. The people that worked at the factory, as we may call it. So let's go. And I wait a minute that I I was going to pass this event, event without telling you that the enormous proposal that he did and the enormous theory that he did, that was the invisible hand. The invisible hand is that at individual benefits it himself, but also benefits other. How we can see it right here. The invisible hand, like an individual, an individual makes benefit for himself, and simultaneously he makes benefits to others, to that people who even know that uh, he's benefiting them to others. Defining microeconomies. So, microeconomies is the study of how individuals allocate resources. So, when we think about economics, microeconomics, we think about households, consumers, and firms, and how they make decisions about allocating resources. And this and the macroeconomics concept builds the macroeconomics concept in contrast with microeconomics, which studies the overall economy. So, macroeconomics is the collection of all of those individuals and collected in one economy. The four factors of productions. The four factors of productions are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. And the most important here is land, because if we don't have land, if we don't have any land, if we don't have anything where we can build a business, we can't build a business like this. We need a land, we need labor, and we need capital. So let's go with this. Land. Land is how is where we contract the business. Labor is the people that actually works in the land. We think about that in a land is a factory, and the capital is that resource that we need to the land and to create the business. So we can say that in a factory, is the capital is the building, and the land is the land, and the labor factory of labor is actually the workers, and the I would call this. I'm not gonna talk. So let's go with this concept that is very important in microeconomics, that is actually called scarcity. When there's scarcity, and when we think about scarcity in real world or in general world, without taking microeconomics or taking microeconomics with it, we think about that scarcity is actually a very bad concept that we when we think about scarcity, we think about we also simultaneously think about poverty and things like that. But actually, scarcity in economics and microeconomics is very important. Refers to the fundamental concept that resources are limited compared to the unlimited desires and needs and of individuals and society. So I did this pyramid. So here, here a scarce resource. Let's think about a scarce resource. Water. Water is a scarce resource, and once of society, this is the desire of society to have water. So if we have scarce resource and wants of society, we have economy. Because imagine if uh, water is unlimited and wants of society are unlimited. Unlimited. So uh, when the economy goes, and when the economy is, when the microeconomy is doesn't exist. So scarcity is a very important concept in microeconomies and economics in general. Rivalry. In economies, rivalry, also known as rivalry in consumption, refers to the degree which one person's consumption of a good or service reduces the amount available for others. Look at this cake. It is a beautiful cake, isn't it? So, when we think about this cake, let's think about rivalry. If get a lot of money and I want to spend all my money on this cake, and I just want to leave one piece of cake, that's rivalry. That's rivalry because I have the money for that whole cake, and I take a certain amount. So that's rivalry. It is a simple word. A simple word. It's which one person's consumption of a good or service reduces the amount available for others. So uh, let's think about a city. In a city, there's a lot of clubs. Clubs like social clubs and a lot of land to build. And so, if I got all the lands and I am a big landowner, that's rivalry because in that scarce resource, I get a lot of that. So rivalry is a good concept and can be also bonded to capitalism. So we have arrived to the latter concept of microeconomics. At least the introductions, because remember, I'm just starting. We got normative and positive statements. We got normative statements in economics means that uh, uh, it is a simple, it is an opinion. It's not further than that. It's just an opinion how the things should be, how people should allocate their resources. And look, if I said, hey, uh, government should get the taxes more, should get the taxes lower, that's a normative because it can't be tested. In contrast, positive statements can be tested. If I said the government is abusing of their of their of its economics powers, that can be tested. How the government uses this, how the government uses that, or how the government uses a lot of things. So it is so simple. And we have finally arrived to thanks for paying attention. It has been a good start for me, and I want to thank you to my professor. Thank you, professor, for this convo. So, bye bye. We see each other in other presentation.